Greetings, I'm Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, and today on Pillar Plays PC Games, we have Lords of Magic. I can't cover this properly with OBS because it's just not capturing it properly. I don't know why. So I'm just going to do this slideshow and Movie Maker. So you'll have this menu and you can choose between playing the main game and going to Lords or doing the Legends of Iraq. Going to Lords of Magic will give you the choice of Warrior, Mage, or a Thief. And then once you pick one, you get to pick which faith you fight under. There's Fire, Water, Air, Earth, Chaos, Order, Life, and Death. Death is only playable once you've beaten it. And then you'll have the opportunity to either choose easy, normal, or hard, or go and play with a custom leader, which is what I like to do with fire. So you'll get a chance to choose units or artifacts or spells and do some potentially game-breaking stuff, which is what I enjoy doing with it. But then you'll conclude what you're doing with them and go into the world, and you'll be great with the introduction, and your goal is to ultimately take on Balkoth, Lord of Death, and it's going to take a lot of effort. Your first major goal is to go to your Great Temple. Knowledge is power here. You want to know what your stats are to better manage your capabilities in combat. I'm playing as a Fire Warlord, so I'm focused on offense. However, because I went with the custom Lord, I have the Eternal Flame and the Dragon Skull Armor, which lets me do some tanking silliness. But ultimately, you'll see your Great Temple once you find it. If you want to save yourself some trouble, go into Map Editor, open up the map that the game loads normally, and just find it that way. You'll find your Great Temple, and you'll be faced with the challenge to set it free. And you can enter. You can try to auto-calculate, but that's a risk. I wouldn't do it for the Great Temple if you've actually got what you need. But you'll go into battle. Combat can be paused with the space bar, thank goodness. You'll have a chance to survey the situation and see what you're up against. There's a lot of level 1s and level 3s in this one. But eventually you'll get moving, and then you can either attack, you can defend, you can go berserk, or you can rally. The strategy I go with my custom lord is to get up there and then just defend. The Dragon Skull Armor will pay off in time, and ultimately I'll have the battle won, none the worse for wear. Upon winning, you'll have the other hero types that are not the type of your lord. So sorcerer, so mage and thief join my cause, and I'll have some bonus stuff like reputation and followers and crystals and a artifact for my sorceress. And then because I liberated the Great Temple, now I can use my Stronghold. I can put my champions into their respective buildings to impart their experience and have my mages learn new spells. And then once I get the mage tower leveled up all the way, I can summon a dragon at the Great Temple. So at some point you run out of move. I had to go to this cave to get some stuff because the thief was going to drain my money and was going to run away because I couldn't pay him. So I cleared out that cave, but now I'm out of movement. So it's going to take me a turn. So I click on the purple gem, and that ends the turn. And then next turn, I get into my capital, Pyre. Now I can assign my followers. Every seventh day, you'll get more followers. You can assign them to get more ale and crystals and gold and fame. Um, you can also upgrade. Um, so if someone attacks your capital, there's no walls at level 1. There are walls, but there's just like this choke point opening. And then at level 3, there's an actual gate that they have to bust down. The other buildings around your capital include barracks for melee units, champion, and even boats, because there's water in this game. Then there's the Thieves Guild for getting the thieves, which can knock out and capture enemy champions. There's also the ranged units and scouts. Scouts are just, they move fast. You use them to see where other people are nearby. That way you can make better decisions on where to send people. You've got your mage tower, where you can summon sorceress or elementals or other magical units. At higher levels, you can get like really powerful, very powerful stuff. And then next to the mage tower is the library, where you go to research spells. They take a long ass time to research. That's why you want to have like multiple mages at high levels of experience checking for or working on researching new stuff. And ultimately, there's your Great Temple, which is where you summon very powerful magical stuff or build adjacent buildings for extra powers. But ultimately, this is all in the service of defeating Malkoth. You can potentially ally with other faiths by liberating their great temples from the forces of evil. And then you can have a vassal. That way, in case anything happens to your lord, you have a backup. And then ultimately just building up to fight death before death destroys everything. And once you do that, you've pretty much won. And that opens up death for selection on the faction screen. However, if you want to specifically play as a lord other than Balkoth, you have to go to the custom lord screen and do it that way. Otherwise, you're just automatically locked in as Balkoth. And it's powerful as hell, but it's kind of fun playing as them sometimes. Yeah, there's also Legends of Uruk for weird little side story silliness. Like part of it's actually, Uruk's history. Others are like Age of Camelot and Siegfried and Beowulf, but so now Beowulf is a halfling. It's weird. And then there's Map Editor, which has been my source of fun. I always love being able to edit maps in a game. But yeah, that's Lord's Magic. Definitely check it out if you can. It's on Steam. I've heard other people say, probably better off playing games like Lords of the Realm, but Lords of Magic is just special to me as a nostalgic part of my childhood. So anyway, thank you very much for listening. This has been Pillar Nexus. I'll see you next time.